Hello and welcome to the AI Experience News Roundup. Here's a look at the latest headlines and key developments in the world of AI, all in under 10 minutes.
If you think about what happened from GPT-3 to 3.5 to 4, it just got smarter.
The field became known as artificial intelligence.
Can machines really think?
What if online shopping didn't mean endless scrolling, but finally feeling understood? In an article from CNN, we discovered Daydream, a new online shopping platform powered by artificial intelligence. And it's not just another website full of product listings. It's trying to change the way we search and we buy clothes. The big idea, don't click filters. You talk to the AI. You tell it exactly what you're looking for, like, I need a dress for a fancy dinner in July by the sea. And the AI gets it. It understands the mood, the style, the season, and updates its suggestions as the conversation goes on. The person behind Daydream is Julie Bornstein. She's worked at big names like Nordstrom, Stitch Fix, and Sephora. She also co-founded the Yes, which got bought by Pinterest. In short, she knows this world. What makes Daydream different is that it's not trying to be Amazon or Google. Instead of listing everything, it works with a curated groups of 8,000 brands, from Uniqlo to Gucci, selected because their products work well with AI. The goal isn't quantity, it's quality. You can type in a request, ask a question, or even send an image to guide your search. The AI gives suggestions based on your taste, your budget, and even the weather. And there is no ad. Daydream only earns money if you actually buy something by taking a small commission. This brings up a real challenge in e-commerce: discovery. Standard filters like size, color, price don't always help when you're looking for something unique or personal. That's where AI becomes powerful. It can make the search feel easier, more human, and less frustrating. Daydream is still in beta and only works for your web browser right now. A mobile app is coming this fall, and it'll be interesting to see if the promise of personalized AI-driven shopping really delivers. But here's what matters most. We are shifting from clicking to talking. We are no longer forced to adapt to a clunky search bar. The interface is adapting to us. And in this new relationship between AI and shopping, Daydream may be building the future. Smarter, more intuitive, and surprisingly personal. Is artificial intelligence creating jobs or destroying them? In an article from the Wall Street Journal, we learned that Microsoft is planning to cut several thousand more jobs just weeks after already laying off around 6,000 people. This new round of cuts mostly targets sales team and other departments across the company. Officially, Microsoft says it's trying to reduce management layers and build more agile teams. But in reality, this is part of a bigger trend. Big companies are investing heavily in AI while cutting human jobs. The reason is simple. Microsoft is putting tens of billions of dollars into data center and AI tools. These tools are designed to automate many tasks, and over time, this means replacing work that humans used to do. And Microsoft is not alone. On the same day, Amazon also confirmed that AI will lead to more job cuts over several years. It's the same idea. As AI improves, some jobs will disappear. What's really striking here is the contradiction. Microsoft is one of the biggest AI providers in the world. It sells AI tools to companies, promising them more productivity and fewer repetitive tasks. And now, it's using those same tools to make changes in its own workforce. So the question is, are we living through a tech revolution that will give people more free time and creative energy? Or are we facing a big shift in the job market where humans are slowly becoming optional? What's clear is this: AI is no longer a tool, it's a strategic decision, and that decision is already changing the role of people in large companies. What if just seeing the words artificial intelligence made you stop using a product? In an article from the Washington Post, journalist Heather Kelly looks at something more and more people are doing: rejecting the growing use of AI in everyday apps and services. It starts with Karen Cross. She had used the Duolingo app for over a year and a half and Audible for almost 10 years. Then, one day, she quits both. Why? Because both companies announced that they would start replacing parts of their services with AI. Translations, narrations, voices, things that were done only by humans are now being handed over to machines. And she's not the only one. On Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, users are complaining. They said the experience feels lower quality. But it's not just that. People don't want a synthetic voice reading them a novel. They don't want language exercises written by an algorithm. They are not asking for a service that is optimized. What they want is something human, something authentic. This article shows us a growing tension. On one side, the tech promise, more content, faster, cheaper. On the other, a strong emotional connection to products that once felt personal, made by people. Behind all this frustration, there are real fears, jobs disappearing in creative fields, environmental impact, and a deeper feeling that technology is slowly taking away the human touch. One audiobook narrator in the article put it this way: even if AI can add emotion, it has never fallen in love. It has never felt moved by a story. Of course, companies are trying to reassure people. Audible says AI will help bring forgotten books to life, the kind that would never get an audiobook without it. Duolingo says AI will free up time for the human teams to work on bigger ideas. But still, the question remains, do people want more or do they want better? And are they willing to pay more for something made by a person while the market keeps pushing for full automation? This article makes one thing clear. AI is no longer a tech issue, it's emotional, it's cultural, maybe even philosophical. And some brands may start saying no to AI, not because they are against progress, but because they want to stand for something else. Something more expensive, more delicate, and more human. What if your passport, your resume, and even your birth certificate had been used to train artificial intelligence without you ever knowing? According to the Washington Post, millions of personal documents are hiding inside one of the largest public datasets used to train image-generating AI, Datacomp Common Pool. This dataset is massive. It contains more than 12 billion image and text pairs, all collected automatically from websites between 2014 and 2022. It's been downloaded over 2 million times, and it had helped train many open source models, and probably even more commercial ones we don't know about. Here's the problem. A research team studied just 0.1% of the dataset and found thousands of highly sensitive documents. Passports, credit cards, resumes with full name, addresses, phone numbers, but also medical history, disability status, even photos of children along with health details. If this is what's in just 0.1%, we could be looking at hundreds of millions of exposed personal files. And no, it wasn't a mistake. The researchers explained that when you scrap the web at large scale, meaning you collect everything public on the internet automatically, it's basically guaranteed you'll collect private data too. Even if you use filters or try to blur things out, it's not enough. In this case, faces and images were supposed to be blurred automatically, but the algorithm missed over 100 million of them. And even when faces are blurred, the image captions or hidden metadata can still reveal names, locations, ID numbers, or private details. So what can people do? Some platforms like Hugging Face offer tools that let people request to remove their data if they find it in a dataset. But the researchers remind us, most people don't know their data is in there. And even if it gets deleted, what about the AI models that were already trained on it? Do we retrain them from scratch? Do we delete them entirely? No one really knows. Not from a technical point of view, and not from a legal one either. At the heart of all of this is a big misunderstanding about the internet. If it's online, it must be public. But a resume uploaded in 2016, a childhood photo from a family blog, or a passport scan accidentally posted online, those things were never meant to be used to train AI, and yet they were. This research suggests that we are reaching the limit of a broken system, a system that pulls in massive amounts of data without asking, without warning, without giving control to the people behind the data, and they should concern everyone. This isn't just a technical problem, it's a trust problem. So now the big question is, will this kind of news be enough to change things? Will we see new laws, new training methods, a rethink of how we build AI? We don't know yet. But one thing is certain, if AI wants to keep credibility, it can no longer ignore the question of consent. What if, before hiring someone, you first had to prove that AI couldn't do the job? That's exactly what the CEO of Shopify asked his team to do, and what started as a bold idea has now become a full cultural shift. At Shopify today, it's clear AI is everywhere, and it's for everyone, not just engineers or data scientists, but also support teams, marketing teams, product teams. They all use tools like GitHub, Copilot, Cursor, and even in-house AI models. Interns use them too. The rule is simple. If AI can do the task, then AI should do the task. Before hiring someone or even assigning a job to someone, the team checks if it can be automated. They test, they challenge the whole habits, and they find new ways to save time. But here's what's really interesting. Shopify doesn't stop at using AI. They also teach people how to understand it. Their tools don't just show results, they also explain how those results were created. So instead of saying, write me a report, or blindly accepting the answer, employees are expecting to learn, correct, and grow with the help of AI. And Shopify doesn't keep this approach just for themselves. They also bring it to their customers, online merchants, with tools like AI Store Builder, which can build an entire store from just a few keywords. Or Sidekick, a smart assistant built into Shopify that helps sellers analyze sales, group their customers, or plan promotions in 20 languages. Of course, all of this raises some big questions. Does it mean every new job could be replaced by AI? Are machines slowly taking over one human role after another? Maybe. But what Shopify is showing is that there is another path, redefining roles, not eliminating them, growing teams, not shrinking them, and most importantly, involving everyone in this change, not just the tech experts. And maybe that's the real shift, when AI stops being a niche topic for developers and becomes something each person thinks about every day in their own job. That's a wrap on this week's AI News Roundup. Join me every Sunday for a new episode in English or in French, packed with expert interviews on the front lines of the AI revolution. For my French-speaking listeners, head over to the show AI Experience en Français on your favorite podcast platform. And if you liked what you heard, I'd really appreciate those 5-star ratings. Talk to you soon.